Hey everyone, welcome back to channel. You know, that trusted source of sometimes tragic, sometimes inspiring, always relatable financial content. But enough about us. Today, we're here to talk about you. Well, not you, but the generation right on your heels. Today, we're diving into a hot topic that has everyone buzzing, especially anyone who remembers the era of participation trophies. Why Gen Z is on track to be richer than millennials. Now, before you millennials start drafting strongly worded letters about avocado toast and student loan debt, hear me out. There are some very real reasons why Gen Z is poised for financial success. And no, it's not just because they can make $10,000 a month selling slime on Etsy, though that is a factor. We'll explore 3 key money moves that Gen Z is absolutely nailing and that you might want to consider borrowing for yourself. These are the strategies, mindsets, and, let's be honest, sometimes just sheer luck, that is giving Gen Z a financial leg up. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, financial technology. Just kidding. I know, it doesn't exactly scream edge-of-your-seat viewing, but trust me on this one, because this is a big part of why Gen Z has a financial advantage. We're talking about how Gen Z is leveraging the ever-evolving world of fintech to manage their money. Think about it. This is a generation that has literally never known a world without the internet. They were practically born with a smartphone in their hands. So it should come as no surprise that they're also digital natives when it comes to their finances. We're not just talking about checking your bank balance on an app, people, though they're doing that too. Gen Z is all about embracing the convenience, affordability, and frankly, the general non-jargoniness of online banking, budgeting apps, and investment platforms. Remember walking to the bank? Waiting in line for an excruciatingly long time to deposit a check like a chump? Yeah, Gen Z doesn't. And honestly, good for them. These digital tools are designed with ease of use in mind, making it simpler than ever to track spending, set financial goals, and even start investing with just a few taps on their phones. They're not intimidated by robo-advisors. In fact, they kind of prefer them. And because they can do it all from their phones, they're way more likely to actually, do it. But it's not just about convenience. Fintech often comes with lower fees compared to traditional banking. We're talking about things like no-fee trading apps, low-cost index funds, and accounts with no monthly maintenance fees. And when you're just starting out, those savings can really add up. This tech-savvy approach to money management allows Gen Z to stay on top of their finances in a way that previous generations, with their checkbooks and their... Honestly, I don't even know what people used before checkbooks. Maybe just like piles of coins? Anyway, the point is, older generations just couldn't. Okay, let's talk about side hustles, because let's be real, Gen Z has basically turned having a side hustle into an art form. It's like their version of friendship bracelets or whatever we were making at their age. Probably also friendship bracelets, actually. Remember when a side hustle was just, like, delivering pizzas or being a camp counselor? Those were the good old days. Now, thanks to the internet and the gig economy, Gen Z has a seemingly endless array of ways to make extra money. We're talking about everything from freelance writing and graphic design to social media management, virtual assisting, online tutoring, and honestly, probably at least a dozen other things I haven't even thought of. If you can do it online, Gen Z has figured out a way to monetize it. And while millennials certainly dabble in the side hustle game, Gen Z seems to have taken it to a whole new level. But it's not just about making extra cash. It's about diversifying their income streams. Remember the 2008 recession? Yeah, Gen Z remembers it too. Or at least they've heard us talk about it endlessly. They saw firsthand how vulnerable a single source of income can be. They watched as their parents, or maybe even older siblings, struggled through job losses and financial instability. So they're determined to create a safety net for themselves. By having multiple streams of income, Gen Z is building financial resilience and reducing their reliance on a single employer. They're essentially creating their own mini empires, one side hustle at a time. And look, you don't have to be out here building a multi-level marketing scheme or trying to become TikTok famous. Though, more power to you if that's your thing. There are plenty of ways to dip your toe into the world of side hustles. Whether it's selling handmade goods on Etsy, offering consulting services, or even just driving for a ride-sharing app a few hours a week. The key is to find something that aligns with your skills and interests and that allows you to bring in some extra cash. Finally, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the early retiree sipping margaritas on a beach somewhere. The FIRE movement. For anyone who's been living under a rock, which honestly, no judgment, sometimes it feels like the only sane option these days. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. Basically, it's a whole financial philosophy centered around the idea of saving aggressively, investing wisely, and ultimately achieving financial freedom at a much younger age than traditional retirement plans would allow. And while millennials might have been the ones to popularize FIRE, Gen Z is taking notes and running with it. In fact, they're sprinting towards early retirement with the focus of, well, a generation that's still pretty young and energetic. But why is this resonating so deeply with Gen Z? Well, for starters, they've witnessed the downsides of the traditional 9-to-5 grind firsthand. Many of them grew up watching their parents work long hours, often in jobs they weren't passionate about, just to make ends meet. And frankly, they're not really into it. They crave flexibility, autonomy, and the freedom to pursue their passions without being chained to a desk. They've seen the toll that workaholism can take, and they're determined to create a different path for themselves. They want to be in control of their time and their lives, and they see FIRE as the key to making that happen. Now, it's important to note that FIRE isn't just about retiring early and living a life of leisure, though that is, let's be honest, a big part of the appeal. It's about having options. It's about the freedom to choose how you spend your time. Whether that's traveling the world, pursuing creative endeavors, starting a business, or simply not having to worry about money. And that's a message that resonates deeply with a generation that's all about breaking free from traditional norms. Of course, FIRE isn't for everyone, and it requires a certain level of discipline, sacrifice, and frankly, privilege to achieve. But even if you're not ready to embrace the full FIRE lifestyle, there are still valuable lessons to be learned from its core principles. So, there you have it. 3 money moves that are making Gen Z richer than millennials. Embracing fintech, diversifying income streams, and adopting the FIRE movement. And you know what? Good for them. But here's the thing. These aren't secrets. They're not special skills that only Gen Z has access to. These are just smart financial strategies that anyone can implement. regardless of their age or generation. So, if you're a millennial feeling a little left behind, don't despair. It's not too late to level up your finances and learn from the generation coming after you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more financial tips and myth busting. And let us know in the comments which money move you're going to try first.